He saw the bruises on his alien cook, and chose to heal her with kindness. The first time he noticed something was wrong, he thought it was just fatigue. Loran had always been meticulous about the kitchen, slicing vegetables and stirring sauces with an almost hypnotic grace. But that evening the alien cook, her skin the color of muted sapphire and eyes a molten amber, paused mid-chop and flinched when she moved her arm. He froze. There, just below her shoulder, faint but undeniable, were dark bruises. Not the kind someone might get from clumsiness, but deliberate, cruel marks. "Are you all right?" he asked gently, stepping closer. She straightened instantly, almost stiffly, and offered a tight smile. "Yes, Master Jaren. I am fine." Her voice had the melodic cadence of her home planet, but it carried a weight he had never heard before. He wanted to believe her, wanted to dismiss it as a momentary ache. But the bruises whispered a different story. Over the next few days, he watched her closely. She moved with the same elegance, plated meals that could rival the finest interstellar cuisine, yet there were moments when she winced, when her hands shook slightly as she carried heavy pots. Every time he caught her in a rare, private moment, she winced as if remembering something painful. Jaren's heart ached. He was the richest human on their trading outpost, capable of buying anything, traveling anywhere. Yet all his wealth felt hollow if someone under his roof suffered in silence. He had to act. One evening, after the kitchens had cooled and the last of the alien spices had been cleaned from the counters, he approached her. "You don't have to hide from me," he said quietly, sitting on a stool near the prep table. Her large, luminous eyes flicked toward him, wary. She shook her head. "It is not your concern, Master Jaren." "It is my concern," he insisted. "I see the marks, the pain. I don't need your words to tell me something happened. I want to help." Her gaze faltered. For a long moment, the only sound was the hum of the outpost's lights and the faint hiss of the night wind outside. Finally she spoke, barely above a whisper. They hurt me. Back on my world, my master." Her voice broke and she stopped, her shame and fear fighting with her need to speak. "He said I was replaceable. That my worth was only in my service." Jaren's fists clenched. No being should feel that helpless, that unworthy. He reached slowly, offering his hand. Not to grab, but to show trust. "You are not replaceable. Not here. Not under my roof." Tears welled in her eyes, and she nodded once, tiny, almost imperceptibly. Over the next week, Jaren made subtle changes. He asked her to sit while he chopped vegetables, to rest while he stirred sauces, to drink water before she burned herself with hot liquids. At first, she resisted, guilt flickering in her golden eyes. "I must work," she insisted. "I cannot take time." "You have time," he said simply. "And you deserve it." The turning point came on a quiet evening when Jaren found her in the garden of their outpost, staring at the stars with a blank expression. Her arms were folded, and the bruises were fading but still visible. He walked to her side, letting the silence stretch comfortably between them. "Would you like to tell me about your world?" he asked softly. She hesitated, then began in a voice that was both broken and tender. She spoke of deserts that glimmered with bioluminescent sands, of cities suspended on crystal towers, of music that could bend the mind with beauty. She spoke of kindness, but also of cruelty she had endured, of the harsh discipline her people demanded from servants, and of a master who had broken her in ways that left marks both visible and invisible. When she finished, she was trembling. Jaren reached out and took her hand. His warmth was human, real, and grounding. "Here you are safe," he said. "And here you will be healed. I won't let anyone hurt you again." Healing her was not instant. It was in small gestures. A warm meal prepared by someone else, encouragement when she doubted herself, long conversations beneath alien stars, and quiet evenings where they simply sat together. Jaren never demanded explanations, never pushed her past comfort. He simply offered kindness, patience, and respect. Over time, her posture straightened, and her amber eyes regained a sparkle that had been dimmed by years of fear. One night she laughed, a clear, melodious sound that seemed to vibrate with relief. He realized it had been months since he had heard her laugh. That moment, he decided, was worth more than all the wealth in the galaxy. "Thank you," she said one evening, as they prepared a simple meal together. Her hand brushed his accidentally, and she didn't pull away. "For seeing me. For letting me be more than a servant." "You've always been more than that," Jaren replied. "I only helped you see it." Her smile was radiant, genuine. The bruises had faded, but the memory remained, a reminder of the darkness that kindness had overcome. Months later, the outpost was a different place. It smelled of spices and warmth, not fear. Loran, no longer just a cook, but a friend, a companion, moved freely and confidently, her laughter echoing through the corridors. Jaren watched her from the balcony, the twin suns setting behind him, and felt a sense of fulfillment deeper than any transaction or conquest could bring. For once, the galaxy seemed less vast, less cold. And in that small human act of compassion, he discovered something he had never expected: that healing another's heart could illuminate one's own in ways no wealth or power ever could. As Loran brought him a tray of food, smiling softly, he realized that kindness, gentle and unrelenting, was stronger than fear, and in choosing to heal her, he had also healed a part of himself. And for the first time in years, both of them were free. Months passed, and the outpost had transformed. The kitchen no longer smelled of tension or fear but of spices, warmth, and laughter. Loran moved with a confidence that had once been impossible, her amber eyes sparkling as she hummed quietly to herself. Jaren watched her from the balcony, the twin suns dipping low, painting the sky in shades of orange and violet. He remembered the bruises he had first seen, faint, cruel marks that had spoken of pain and subjugation. Yet now they were fading memories, reminders of what kindness could overcome. That evening, Loran brought him a tray of food, her smile soft and genuine. She paused, her hand brushing his, and for the first time she didn't flinch. "Thank you," she said quietly, "for seeing me, for letting me be more than I thought I could." Jaren shook his head, feeling the weight of her words. "You've always been more than that. I only helped you see it." She laughed softly, a sound like wind through crystal towers, and for the first time in months, the heaviness in her shoulders disappeared. Together they watched the stars emerge, and in that quiet moment, he realized something profound. Healing her had healed a part of himself too. Kindness, he understood, was more powerful than fear. It could erase shadows that cruelty had carved and build trust where only pain had existed. And in choosing to care for her, he had not just saved her. He had created a home where safety, laughter, and freedom could flourish. For the first time, both of them were free.